AMS2 Automobilista 2 will soon hopefully have the most anticipated update yet, the V1.5 update, which will transform how the cars feel due to the tires being confused before, but now they know what they want to do and should do. But a lot of people will obviously drive the cars and see how they feel and everything and say that they feel much better. But can maybe someone check telemetry and see what the difference is? And that's exactly what I'm going to do today. So first we're going to see a video clip from V1.4.7, no, V1.4.8, I believe it is, 0.2, with indicator 720 or 620R around Barcelona. And then I'm going to do the same thing, but in V1.5, because the beta is not for media anymore. So let's watch the replays and then let's go into Motec and see the telemetry. Okay, so now we are in the actual video and you can see, or let's just start. So you can see here, I'm sliding a lot. I'm trying to just keep it planted, but it's quite hard. Then I brake hard, and you can see here, if we just look, just remember a few things. If we see here, just go back. You can see I never actually go to max brake, and that is due to in AMS2 the problem with the actual V1.4 update, or one of the things was that when you brake you had to in this car very quickly lift off, because otherwise if you keep it long enough it would just lock the front in the default setup. And you couldn't, and then you had to lift off a lot and you would just go straight into the wall. So that's one of the issues you can remember. Then you will see a lot of sliding. And you also hear it. So you can also see the throttle down in the right. You will see that it isn't I have to really control it. The brake and the throttle are very sensitive in this car and with this update. So you see, I'm really having to control. And see there, even at 130 or something, if you go too much, it loses a lot of grip. And then obviously I noticed something in AMS2, that when you go to first, it really likes to brake, the rear really likes to step out. So you can see I'm really trying to modulate the throttle so I don't get a lot of oversteer. Maybe I needed to lift a bit, but when you see V1.5 there will be a huge difference. And here I also have a few issues, because the rear really likes to step out and you just bog down. And then you want to go as quickly as possible out, but it's very hard. So, oh, there you can see I'm just going. Keep it going, and yeah, I braked a little bit and I slid a lot. So that's basically the thing about Automobilista 2 V1.4.8. Sliding is the main thing. But if we go to V1.5, it's a whole different story. Okay, so now we are in V1.5, and you can distinguish them by seeing the red car. That this is a red car. But now let's go down the straight. And some things you might notice when we get to the braking zone, look at the brake pedal. I'm just saying. See, I'm fully engaging the brakes and making the brake discs go red. but they still don't lock up. And you see here, I slide, but it's far more controlled and far less aggressive. And I'm actually getting understeer here. So you can see I'm using a lot more brake, which means I can brake a lot later. And as I said, the sliding. So here, if you remember, it was a big snap, but there it was just a little one. Do I go into first? No, I don't go into first. But you can see the K-drum is still quite slidey, but it's far more controlled and it's a lot more forgiving. You can see through here. Yeah, a little slide. I do still obviously slide, but then it's far more controlled, as I said. You can see the brakes, they go very red, which probably means that I should open the brake ducts at the front. So that could be just a simple default setup thing. And then you see here, through there I didn't slide, or I did a minor slide. And then here too, you see I drift out. I get understeer, not oversteer. Which shows the big difference in my opinion. Then when we get to the line, we'll see a 126.578. But what does Motec show? But before we get into the Motec, if you like this video, please hit the like button and also subscribe. And also, whilst you're down there, you can see how I got the Motec data from it, because I have a previous video on how I did it. But the links are down below. Okay, so this is welcome to Motec. And if we just want to see, you might be able to see here on the left. But the time I did in V1.4.8 was a 2 minute 2 seconds 3.320. Whilst in V1.5 I did a 156.577. So if we check here, the white trace is the what's it called, the V1.4.8. And these are time over distance, and that probably is what screws up here at the top. But if we check at the bottom instead, here, you can see, if we just check the steered angle, it is fairly consistent, but you can see the green is far more, how should you say it? You can see it here more clearly. I do smooth lines and then I don't do so big peaks like here. But if we check the white one, you can see a lot of these peaks. So you can see the green one I had a bit of a slide here, but then the white one I had the humongous, even bigger slide. And all of these other slides you can see here are a bit up and down. You can also see that in the angle. So in the oversteer angle here, it said it was 21.87 degrees, whilst here it is a bit over 28. So it's like a half a degree's difference. And then this is just a lot of squiggly lines. But then if we check the braking, yeah, here you can see the traction circle. If we just go maximize here, you can see, if we just check, because the blue is the better time and the white is the worst time. So if we just see, you can see the blue is seems like that they are a bit the same. So maybe the actual traction thing hasn't changed a lot. But here, yeah, you can see the steering rate, which is percentage per second. You can see the yellow, which is the V1.5. You can see it is far more controlled, whilst the white one is a lot more up and down. And you can see it here too in the steer angle degrees. You can see the white is a lot more spiky, whilst the green is a lot more controlled. You can also see it here in the steering rates. If we can maximize this, you can see here the white is the slower lap, I believe. So you can see here that the more different it is from blue, the higher the steering rate is. So you can see they both go a bit into green, but it is mostly the white which goes very green. So that means that when it's very green, it means that you're turning a lot quicker, which means that you get a lot more snap oversteer. So you can see it here too. When we go a bit forwards, here you can see through turn, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn 4, you can see I get quite a bit of snap oversteer here. Turn 5, not a lot. And then turn 6, you can see I get quite a bit. So you can see that. And then if we check G-forces, not a lot. Track, you can't see a lot. The lateral track, the G-forces in lateral is not a lot of difference. And see here you can see how the big difference is when I cross the line. So you can see how big that is. And one interesting thing is if we just check, I'm already gaining on the straight because I got a better exit. But then also through here, I gain a bit of time through there. But it seems like I gain a lot of time when going through the slope. Because you see here, they're quite fairly similar through the slow corner. But then you can see it seems like I go a lot quicker. We can try and see it here. It can't see it fully on this graph, but through here you can clearly see that my acceleration is a lot better. And then through there too, through the high speed corners, I gain a lot. So basically what we can see here through the telemetry is that I have a lot more grip. You can also see it here that the white, it's a lot higher. You can see. And then slip angle. Yeah, you can see also here. Slip angle track map. Oh my god, how bad the white is. We just see the red is the worst. And you can see I get a bit of red through the black here. The quick time. But it's mostly white, which gets a lot of slip angle. Longitudinal, I can't say a lot. And then all of this, braking, deceleration. Yeah, not so knowledgeable on all of these, but just see for you can see for yourselves. The air efficiency we obviously can't see. So if we check the tires, we can check the temperatures. So if we see it seems like the white, I don't see it fully, but it could be, I'm not so sure. It doesn't show a lot. Loaded times, it's fairly similar. Temps, here it's a bit clearer. Yeah, here it's a lot more clear. That in the white, the rears are, even though it slid a lot more, the temperatures were a lot lower. So you can see like at the end of the lap here, you can see the quick time, it was up in the 80s, low 80s. Here it was mid 70s. So it's a big difference. And also in the rear right, you can also see not a big of a difference, but quite a bit. And you have front left too. Huge difference in tire temperatures. So that probably shows that you get slid a lot. You obviously lost probably a bit of time, but you didn't lose a lot of temperature. I can't see tire wear here because I didn't have that turned on. So, what can we conclude from this? Well, V1.5 is a lot more planted and slides you can catch them, but it seems like that they are lot less forgiving in terms of tire temperatures. Because as I just showed you, in V1.4. I slid a lot, maybe lost a lot of time, but the temperatures were so low that it seemed like you just slide all the time. Seemed a bit like RF2. So that's the big drawback, big change I would say, is how planted they are and the tire temperatures, it seems to me. Obviously there are a few other things which Razer know and I can't fully say out of this telemetry am I driving, but as a okay driver, you can see the big difference. But what do you think? Comment it down below. And again, whilst you're down there, please hit the subscribe button and also like. My next video will probably be me starting my new series called AMS2 Car Reviews. And I will also maybe start track reviews if you want. So if there's any car/track you want me to review, just comment it down below and I will get it done for you. But until then, I've been Racing Lady, you've been my amazing viewers, thank you for watching, goodbye!